We're gonna talk about Black Ops 7. Okay, first, let me be clear one thing. Regardless of what it is, Charlie Kirk's death or anything, Battlefield fans, or in this case, Call of Duty fans, they're gonna buy Black Ops 7. Call of Duty fans will always buy Black Ops 7, which includes Call of Duty streamers that all of you know. Similar with Battlefield, they're facing their own enemy. Call of Duty Shields is also facing, what, the Battlefield fans? Well, for starters, the COD streamers want to exploit the movement system. Yes, they want to exploit the movement system, and Battlefield fans don't like them.
Oh, actual in-game footage. This must be mind-blowing if they have to remind us that this is actual in-game footage and... what the hell is this? Fuck you, Call of Duty.
Yep, I couldn't said it better myself. Again, apologies if you can't hear my voice. I'll try to increase just a bit.
Call of Duty Black Ops 7 put out their reveal trailer for the game during Gamescom, and it was absolutely brutalized. They hit 48 million views, but look at that ratio. The trailer was crushed for making the game completely unrealistic looking with dreamlike sequences and players fighting against robots and shit like that. The comment section was a bloodbath. For some reason, the idiots at Activision Blizzard are just obsessed with transforming their iconic IP into something else. They seem to want to turn it into Fortnite.
Here's the thing. If you want to make some sort of crossover or anything, that's good, but you have to understand one thing. To make a crossover, you have to make sure it fits the setting. Remember, this is Call of Duty. It's not Fortnite. If it were me, I will make sure whatever crossover I choose fits the settings. I mean, seriously, you could have done anything. There is what? The John McClane and then Terminator. Look, Terminator. The first one, the 80s, I think the 80s. I don't know. Remember, it fits the setting. You should do that. Oh, and John Rambo. Like, say, what? Black Ops Cold War? It takes place, like, what? At the end of the Cold War? Which part of the Black Ops in the Afghanistan place? I don't know. You have to fit the settings. For Battlefield, if they want to make sense, like, say, Battlefield... Okay, let's say Battlefield 6, for example. They want to make a crossover. I don't know, make it like Olympus Has Fallen, or maybe... There's one movie that... I think it's called Submarine something, I don't remember. Or what else? It could be anything.
Because this is another in a long line of studios who have employees who have said repugnant shit about Charlie Kirk after he was killed, which suggests that they are absolutely filled to the brim with people who work there that believe those sorts of things. I haven't discussed the Blizzard employees on this channel yet who have made fun of the Charlie Kirk assassination because, quite frankly, there has been simply too much news to keep up with in the past couple of weeks, as more and more of these scumbags out themselves as being terrible people as they post shit relentlessly on social media.
It goes for me, I have a lot of things I have to cover, and there's not much thing to do. Again, also, if you don't see any videos on, let's say, either the day after tomorrow or the week after that or anything, that must mean that I'm taking a break. I don't know, there's a lot of topic to cover. Well, you barely had time to cover everything because for me, I'm limited to just one video per day.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure that you check on that. And there's been a lot of talk about restricted mode being automatically enabled for a lot of users on YouTube, which would cut you off from a lot of your favorite channels, so don't forget to check into that as well, and turn it off if it's been turned on and you don't want it. Anyhow, let's take a look at this Black Ops 7 trailer, which was not very impressive in the eyes of pretty much everybody, apparently.
Call of Duty fans and Call of Duty shills, they will buy this game either way. Regardless whether there is the death of Charlie Kirk or DEI or anything, Call of Duty fans and shills, they will buy it. Doesn't matter. So convincing them is next to impossible, and same goes for Battlefield fans. What we need to convince is the average, everyday, normal people, okay? Because some people, they just want to casually play this game, just, you know, relax. And that's something we have to do.
Eyes of pretty much everybody, apparently. As of right now, they are going on 6 million views for this trailer, and currently the ratio is 27,000 likes to 43,000 dislikes. Obviously, this isn't as lopsided as the last trailer, where they gathered up hundreds of thousands of dislikes on it, but then again, they aren't at 48 million views this time either. I think a lot of people simply can't even be bothered to watch this new trailer because there really isn't any redeeming what we saw before in the first one.
Oh yeah, I think they say something about a bot watching. Some people claim those 48 million, some of them are bots. I don't know if it's true, but I mean, seriously, 48 million views, who has the time to watch them? Yes, many people say that they have 48 million views, but the like to dislike ratio shows otherwise. And take a look with Battlefield 6 trailer. That got like what, a less view count than Black Ops 7, but the like to dislike ratio was positive for most of the time. Could it be a bot for Black Ops 7?
From the second that they revealed this game, that they were diving headfirst into the weird, unrealistic shit that Call of Duty gamers told these idiots that we hated a decade ago in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. That was one of the most poorly received games in the Call of Duty franchise of all time, but apparently the lesson has been forgotten. But look at the comments from this trailer, which ripped the game apart. The most heroic thing about this reveal is leaving the comment section on. How many unnecessary slow motion scenes you want in this trailer? Call of Duty. Yes. And you know, I noticed that as well when watching this trailer. They just kept on slowing things down, and whenever a studio does that too much with their trailer, I instantly become very suspicious because it makes me think that they are trying to hide poor gameplay. Think of Marathon from earlier this year. Bungie did that shit with some of their trailers, and then when their closed alpha came out, players of that were indeed claiming that the gameplay was slow and not very good.
Well, that could be a reason. Many Call of Duty fans and shills, they'll probably dismiss this thing. Generally, I mean, yes, there'll be some fans who openly mock, or in this case, who condemn the developers who mocks the death of Charlie Kirk, but the majority of them will buy this game, okay? The majority of COD fanboys and shills, they will buy this game either way because they want to get a W on Battlefield 6.
I bought this game 12 years ago. The next person said, "Dead ass, don't think I've ever felt this apathetic towards a trailer for anything before. I feel absolutely nothing. Throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks. Game. I'm tired, boss." And then look here at the next wall of negative comments. Seriously, I can't find a single positive thing that anyone had to say about the trailer. I'm just going right down the line here. The next one says, "TikTok generation, trailer. Actual gameplay footage killed me. We couldn't believe how crazy the gameplay was going to be." I also found it very amusing that they started the trailer off with that disclaimer that actually everything in it was going to be actual gameplay footage, as if I was about to witness something that was going to completely blow me away, but it was just about as meh as it gets, which is hilarious.
Well, I think Ananta is much better. Well, at least Ananta, yes, the Project Mugen, is much better than Black Ops 7 or Hollow Knight Silk Song. I mean, I can list off any trailer that has a good gameplay.
The next guy down the line wrote, "Call of Duty using Fane as background music is the last thing I expected to see today," and apparently Fane, or however it's pronounced, is a rap song of some kind. I don't know, I don't listen to that stuff, but that is the closest thing to a positive that I have seen in any of the comments thus far. The next person commented, "Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta. Is this a threat?" Having Fane as the song shows exactly the age demographic Call of Duty is for now, and that's what I was saying earlier. They are transitioning from their dedicated longtime players of the franchise to the youthful Fortnite crowd. But the next person down wrote, "Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?" But seriously, look at this next page. You can scroll and scroll through the comment section, and I just can't find a single positive thing that anyone has to say about the game. Activision Blizzard has managed to make everyone collectively roll their eyes at the same time and decide that they aren't interested in what they've got cooking. This right here, after scrolling relentlessly for a few minutes, is the closest thing that I could find to positivity. The dude here said, "It just all looks so basic, and basic does not mean bad. So, someone telling us that the game doesn't necessarily look bad is about as close to an endorsement as I can find. And as I said earlier, this is a studio that does not deserve our support, if you ask me. Activision Blizzard has had several examples of employees like this person here,
That's right.
Dr. Hazel, who has said some contemptible shit about Charlie Kirk's death on social media. This is the person's Blue Sky profile, where they say they are a senior writer and narrative designer for Blizzard, and this here is a wall of things that the person has either posted or reposted over on Blue Sky. That top one is their own words, where they say, Charlie Kirk died in the world he helped create.
I don't know if that Dr. Hazel has been fired or anything. I think she has been fired, or he. You know what? I don't want to call it. You know what? I just call it it. We'll call it it. So I don't know if she was fired or anything, but then again, we all know Activision is owned by Microsoft and they're not going to do anything about it. 100%. And again, like I said, Black Ops 7 and Battlefield 6, despite this controversy from the developers who mocks Charlie Kirk's death, it's still going to sell well. Only for short term, okay? But for long term, it will not.
And now, as far as I'm concerned, Xbox, much like PlayStation, has a huge problem on their hands with employees openly glorifying death, which flies in the face of their own terms of service. To Microsoft's credit, they did come out with a statement publicly condemning the glorification of violence, but they haven't done anything about the ghouls at Bethesda, for example, celebrating this stuff, and they haven't done anything about these Activision Blizzard creeps either.
They won't do it.
As far as I'm concerned, until we publicly see some movement against these sorts of people in their ranks, I am loving it as we watch Call of Duty crumble beneath their feet. Black Ops 7 reportedly has a budget of somewhere around $700 million frickin' dollars.
What?
An absolutely insane number, which means they are counting on 13 million units sold in order to break even on this thing. It will be interesting to see how many sales they lose, though, to Battlefield 6. On the other hand, that studio that made Battlefield 6 employs wackos that have also not been fired for mocking political violence. So, if you ask me, people should just go with Arc Raiders when that game releases on October 30th.
Let's be clear one thing, okay? When it comes to Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7, COD fanboys and shills, and also Battlefield fans, they're gonna buy it either way. Regardless whether there is a developer who mocks Charlie Kirk's death, the game will sell well. However, for long-term success, it won't work. Because remember, like Dr. Disaster said, it is close to what, $700 million for Black Ops 7? I mean, I don't know about Battlefield 6 budget, and in order for them to make that budget back, they had to sell like what, 30 million copies, or 30 million units. If this controversy about mocking Charlie Kirk's death rages on during the release, it's not gonna work. Sometimes this controversy can immediately tank it, but then again, I mean, it's gonna be similar with Dragon Age Veilguard and Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes, there will be some player count, like what, 50k, 60 something, but long term, aka to get their money back, it will not work, okay? The sales will drop. Kaput, finito.
Well done, Griffin. Now we got this airfield secured, we can get a foothold on this island and start pushing the Japanese back. We're through retreating, lad. America's back in this war.
In the decade before World War II, the Marines began to truly develop their style of combat. This preparation paid huge dividends in the early days following America's entry into the war. Guadalcanal was taken and secured with almost no loss.